Okay, great. So let's break down the volume variance now of 350 into its different parts. So let me just make this shifts. So what we have here is a scenario where we're saying that, okay, listen, you have 350 in terms of volume variance. And this is made up of efficiency and capacity. Efficiency is asking what we've always asked. How quickly or how slowly did this team work? We expect you to use 2 hours to make a unit. So you made, we expect you to use 2 hours to make a unit. So therefore, we expect you to use for 6,460 units, we expect you 2 hours times 6,460 units. So that's 6,460 times 2. We expect you to use 12,920 hours. And then the question here is, how many labor hours did you actually use? You used 12,600. So you used 12,600, which is actually efficient. 12,600 hours was what you actually used. And so you have a favorable variance of 320 hours. So 320 hours, of course, priced at £1.75. 320 times £1.75 takes us to £560 favorable. So what am I saying? Back to our normal efficiency, 2 hours to make 6,460 units. That's what we expected you to use. You actually did 12,600. Now let's look at capacity. You believed somehow that you were going to use or make 6,560 units, and you needed 2 hours for that. So you believed your plan was to go out there and find basically 2 times 6,560, which is 13,200. That was your plan, to go out there and get 13,200 hours. But you only had 12,600 hours. That's what you actually got in the end. So your capacity difference is really the difference between these two things, which is 13,200 minus 12,600, which is 600 hours. And so 600 hours times £1.75 is equal to £560. Yes, right. Sorry there. I was thinking my additioning was very strange. Sorry. I was thinking I'd forgotten how to add. So 2 times 6,560 is not 13,200. It's 13,120. And you subtract that and you get 520. As almost thinking I was losing my mind. So you have 520 times £1.75, and that gives you 520 times £1.75. Oops, sorry, 520 times £1.75 gives you 910. So you have 910 adverse. So the key point here is that for our, when I compare the two now, when you do this together, 910 adverse plus 560 favorable, you get the 350 adverse that we were talking about in terms of volume. So my volume, the reason I've had an adverse variance in my accounting is because, not because we worked less, our people actually were more efficient. It's just that you didn't have enough hours in there to spread that cost over, so to speak. Because, you thought you were going to get 13,120, but unfortunately, you actually only had 12,600 hours going in as opposed to 13,120. So there just wasn't enough hours to spread that fixed cost over, which is why you now have the difference. And that's how we arrive at this. We arrive at this business. So, yes, please work through this. The efficiency one is very much, again, focusing on, if you like, efficiency, time, 2 hours to make 6,460, 6,460, which is what we expected, and this is what you did. So that's efficiency. Capacity is literally what did we expect, your original budget, how many hours did we expect at your original budget, and what actually happened. So find that difference. So you almost need to kind of understand what it is exactly you're talking about, and not really, and just kind of walk through it. Cool. These are more revision videos. When I say revision, we don't see a lot of this in the exam. It's just understanding it again, making sure you understand exactly what's going on. It's the ones we see about mix and yield that we start to see that we need to start making sure we're comfortable with. Okay, great stuff, and we'll move on to the mix variances.